Welcome back to Game On. And well, let's talk about the return of the PSL. And after a good midweek result, Kaizer Chiefs will be looking for, well, a couple of wins in a row here and try and pick up some momentum going into December. They play against Royal.
Yeah, I think if you look at the game that they just played now in the return of the PSL, they won 2-1 against Richards Bay, and then another KZN team in Real AM that has got its own internal problems.
Yeah.
You know, but I think Chiefs will do better because they're really, really looking forward to getting all these maximum points from these teams.
It's announced, Baluzugu final, but through the Champions League, they'll want to get back to winning ways, but they'll is Kukun.
Yeah, I think it's too much workload to my players with Sundowns, and I think it's Kukune after Nasosilo Zile to ETS Galaxy 3-1. They would want to try and get something, but let's hope it's going to be a good game, but I'll also give it to Sundowns.
And then Sasa, the big game weekend. On the continent now, away from home. The Pirates winning impressively away from home. Stellenbosch, they found the going tough in Mali, losing 2-0. They face each other in a game that should be rather exciting.
Yeah, I mean, both teams coming back from traveling in the continent and going to play against each other. And you know, it's always been a good game when Pirates and Stellies are put together. So it's going to be a good one. But yeah, let's look at the goals that the young Stan Kotako scored for Orlando Pirates. I mean, that's a motivation. You look at also the young Mufokeng, their combination.
Yeah.
You know, the DDC structure is taking its toll on Pirates.
Yeah, it's working.
They are. I'm more than excited, to be honest. I mean, to look at these youngsters playing the way they're playing. I hope it's not going to go into their heads. It's just going to stay with them and hope there is somebody that will give them a good guidance in terms of them going forward and taking their football to greener pastures.
Well, Jeresko Sana is excited. The exciting times continue, of course, as on the other side of this, we have a nice, interesting chat with the man who had a rather exciting weekend, that being Clinton Larsen, the curling knockout champion. As we promised you, it's that big interview with a special individual who, of course, as a player, played for Manning Rangers, won the league with them, and also played for Orlando Pirates, including the national team. He's won the South African version of the League Cup on 2 occasions, once with Bloemfontein Celtic when it was the Telkom knockout, and now, most recently, with, of course, Magesi, as it's known these days as the curling knockout. So it's a special day to say hello to a man who's having an exciting time in as far as his career. That's Clinton Larsen. Thank you so much for your time, Clinton, and congratulations on a job superbly done. How's it feel having gone through such an introduction to Magesi's start to the season and to the curling knockout?
Thank you so much, Sizwe. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. You know, firstly with promotion in May, and now following that up, within 6 months of being crowned curling champions. It's just been a roller coaster ride. You know, it hasn't been easy, as you know. 3 away games in the cup leading up to the final, but not going to extra time in any of the games, and grinding results every single game all the way through to the final. It's just been an amazing effort by the boys, you know, and it's just a real fairy tale story for this little club from Molechi, Polokwane.
Yeah, and of course, to have this sort of success, you have to have success defensively. You have to have success per game offensively as well. And I'll start off with defensively and talk about Chipezeze and how influential he's been in getting Magesi not only to the final. I'm not saying it's just him alone, but his role that he's played in getting you there and beyond the final. And also offensively, with the few chances you've created, you've been able to get the better of the teams you've played. I think of the shots on target, you are close to, if not at 100% shots on target, equating to goals. Talk to us about those 2 different platforms on the other side of the game and how well you've done in those regards.
Yeah, surely. Defensively, yes, Elvis has played a huge role. You know, his form has been second to none. especially in the Richards Bay and Sundowns games. You know, he was really called upon on 4 or 5 occasions and really made some world-class saves in those 2 particular games. So really, really big performances from him. But that's what we know of Elvis. He's always been a great shot stopper. you know, and we wanted to force teams to shoot from distance, because it would really take something special to beat Elvis from 20-25 yards. And yes, he may have his shortcomings in terms of distribution and other areas of the game, but when it comes to saving shots from distance, his reflexes are amazing. You know, his understanding of angles and how to protect his goal are very, very good. And he's been a big part of why we currently are champions. But like you've said, it hasn't been him alone. The likes of the two Maconis, Delano Abrams, Limbikani Mzava, and Samuel Dapo. And Samuel Dapo as our defensive midfield. Those 5 players have also contributed immensely to keeping some of these teams at bay. And when it comes to our offensive play, you know, I'm so blessed. We may not have the most technical of players, but what I'm very blessed with is that we've got some very athletic players. When you look at Wonderboy Makubu, Tsepo Mashiko, Tsepo Kakora, Diolin Mekoa, Chiram Medare, you know, some of these players and the mileage they do each game, the amount of pressing they do, the shifting they do. We're not a team that has a lot of the ball. So they've bought into that fact. They've bought into that fact, knowing that we may not have a lot of the ball, but there are areas we're very strong at, and they really enjoy the defensive side of the game as well. So I'm blessed as a coach to have such players who have bought into knowing our true identity as a team.
Also, how apt was it that this game was in Bloemfontein, a place, like I say, you and Zava were there, but a place that you were at home at for so long? How good was the feeling of having success in Bloemfontein, considering your history in Bloemfontein?
Oh, yes, it's my second home, Sizwe. It's a place where myself and my family have so many fond memories. We actually thought we'd retire there, live there forever. You know, it's only recently that we sold our property, you know. So we really, really love the place. And, you know, playing in front of those supporters, it's an honor, it's a privilege, you know, to play in front of such supporters. And to go back to them and to have them, you know, call you and applaud you and sing your name is just, it's an amazing feeling. Not many get to experience that. Yeah, so I don't know if this was written in the stars, you know, for this final to be in Bloemfontein and to win it in the way that we won it, being totally dominated, totally. And we knew that going into the game. We're not a pretentious team, and I'm not a pretentious coach that's going to talk about possession and build-up play, because we just don't have the players to play that way. And like I said, I'm very, very lucky that the players that we do have bought into who we are. And can still try to win football games knowing who we are as a team.
But Clinton, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'd like to firstly congratulate you for your success with Magesi, but also as a servant of the game, a true servant of the game.
Thank you so much, Sizwe. It's a great pleasure being on this platform. And yeah, we're going to keep fighting. You know, we've got 24 league games to play. It's going to be a long, tough season ahead of us. We'll just keep trying our best. Thank you so much for having me.